But Resurrection F. Oh boy. If there's anything in Dragon Ball Super that needs a remake more than anything else, it's definitely this arc. Both from a visual standpoint in terms of the anime, and I dare say a narrative standpoint. And this is the part where, okay, I know they're doing this to honor Akira Toriyama's legacy, and I know they want to stay true to his vision, but you kind of get into this spot of where do we go here? How do you draw that line between change in terms of keep it the way it is to honor the creator, or hey, we change things up narratively to create a better overall story and thus run the risk of not honoring the creator, because we got to admit that not everything the creator came up with was exactly the best. And I think that's how a lot of people felt about Resurrection F. So let's talk about it here in terms of like the film, the animation, and the tremendous. I think Resurrection F from an animation standpoint is actually really good. I recently did last year rewatch a couple of years ago actually watched Goku versus Frieza, the rematch, Super Saiyan Blue, aka Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. I did watch that against Golden Frieza, and when I watched that fight, because it was for an upcoming in-person Goku podcast that hopefully that'll see the light of day either late 2026 or 2027, and I was like, the animation's pretty good. The animation was actually pretty good. Even the 3D animation, I know at the time they hadn't perfected it compared to Dragon Ball Superhero, but I thought was a little bit better than what we got in Battle of the Gods. I thought this was good. The fight was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Resurrection F, the theme song they used. Freeza, 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 Freeza. Yeah, man, I thought that stuff was good. So visually, I think that was fine. It was the anime that I was like, oh man, the animation was just you. Episode 5 was something in the animation, and then it's like they got further down. Once again, shout out, God bless all the animators, because they were very talented individuals who were put in a very tough situation, and it made it look like, 3-year-olds were animating that, honestly, and it was a disservice to the animators' talents. It was a disservice to the fan base that had been loyal and supportive. It was a disservice to Akira Toriyama, because Toriyama was even complaining to the animation staff about the quality of the animation. That's how you know things were really not looking good for this. So yeah, I expect this will have phenomenal animation, but when you get past the animation, I think there's a lot of narrative decisions. I never could buy Sorbet, as you guys see him over Frieza's shoulder. I never brought the whole Sorbet could shoot Goku in Super Saiyan Blue and he's off guard. Like, even Goku had enough energy where I felt like that little ki blast wouldn't bounce off him and stuff. So if they get rid of that and come up with a better way, I would love to see that in this enhanced version. Now, this is probably too much asking for, and y'all probably know this because this definitely was not in Toriyama's notes. When I did find out they were going to do Dragon Ball Resurrection F as part of the anime, I'm like, okay, there's some things that I would actually love to see improve. Like, I think give Vegeta the win. It wouldn't hurt. Let Vegeta get the win. And even more in hindsight, since Frieza comes back anyway, having Vegeta get the win definitely wouldn't mess up anything continuity-wise later on. So I was like, yeah, give Vegeta the win. So I was hoping that when Goku comes back and goes for that final Kamehameha that takes out Frieza, Vegeta would get in and be like, no, Kakarot, you're not stealing the spotlight. He's mine. Final Flash. And Frieza's like, damn you, Vegeta. And Vegeta gets the big win. Well, that's not what they did. They stuck to their guns and they did that, which tells me they're probably going to do the same thing in Dragon Ball Super Frieza. But yeah, I would love to see Vegeta get the win there. and all that stuff. But yeah, the Goku, the hard thing, the sneak attack from Sorbet, and like, why didn't Sorbet just shoot him? Like, yeah, I can do with that. So I would love to see that not put in there if we're gonna improve it. Definitely, we don't need that Captain Ginyu moment where Captain Ginyu was there. Yeah, another thing. Oh my gosh, they made, and shout out to my boy Linux, who was probably happy about this. If we're enhancing Resurrection F, can we enhance Gohan not being so scrawny and basically easily succumbing to Frieza? Didn't they like remake it in the anime where Piccolo sacrifices himself again for Gohan? I think Gohan dies or Piccolo dies again, and they gotta resurrect him. Like, and none of that was in the movie, so I'm like, we don't need that. So hopefully they'll do better with that and everything. But yeah, Resurrection F is a good example of what Toriyama's basic outlines was for most of Dragon Ball Super. I think it was something along the lines of, he basically said, all right, Frieza will go Golden, Goku will go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. They'll both have a fight. Hopefully the animators do a good job of animating it. And that was it. So he really left a lot to be open in there. And the animators, I thought, like I said, they did a good job. But in the anime, oh man. Yeah, I watched that anime version of Resurrection F in Japanese with the English subtitles before it came out to America. But when it came to America, I did not even bother with it. Till this day, as you can see on the screen, April 2nd, 2026, for this live stream, I have not watched the Resurrection F arc in English dub. And I think Damon Mills is fantastic. He's come a long way just from starting on YouTube. I think he was Lord Creavos. One of my friends at the time, he was going by the name Cell Dubber. And Linux, who's also been on my channel, on my Dragon Ball content. We had a conversation once with him on on Skype. Yeah, Skype, as we were talking earlier. Yeah, we once had a conversation with Skype. So yeah, that man is tremendous talent, and he's come a long way to get in the position where he is in there. And at the time, shout out to the late great Christopher Aries that played Frieza. The health issues were really starting to catch up with him at the time, and he couldn't fulfill playing Frieza full time, and that's where Damon Mills stepped in. And I think he was mentored by Christopher Aries, and Damon Mills, that's kind of where he got his start as Frieza, and I'm pretty sure he did a phenomenal job. But man, even Damon Mills, as phenomenal as I'm pretty sure he was as Frieza, I just could not take myself to wait a whole another week. It feels like such a long time going week to week, waiting for Resurrection F, and it ended up being a whole year. And I'm like, let's just get to the next arc. Like, I want to see what happens next. Why are we doing this whole Dragon Ball Super thing? So yeah, that was something right there. So yeah, I haven't even watched that, and the only reason I do own every episode of Dragon Ball Super, because they came out with this version that had the anime to it. They had this version of the anime to it, and the thing about the anime version was you could own all episodes. It was the least expensive way to purchase the entire series, because I do collect as much Dragon Ball as I can, and so I figured, okay, these first two volumes come with it. I'm not gonna watch them, but at least I can own the rest of the Dragon Ball Super collection. So I brought it, the Steel series and the Steel Case collector series. I brought that for it. But yeah, I still haven't gone ahead and watched it, even though I brought it and owned it. So yeah, the English dub. Man, it's just so much, man. I think I even remember watching it with my stepfather, and we didn't watch the first year of Dragon Ball Super because I'd like, there's no need to watch it. You've already seen what you needed in Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. And like I said, I always just talked about, the thing is, in Battle of Gods, we got in Battle of Gods, the two things that I thought stood out was explaining the power scaling of Goku and Beerus when they collide their fence, and how it could destroy the entire universe, but they were staying in control. That wasn't in the anime, in the movie, so I like that. And I like the Vegeta battle against Beerus being longer, but there wasn't much. Resurrection F, I don't even think I remember anything. I think the stuff they added, I thought they could have kept, so I didn't need that. I think we got Gotenks a little bit interaction with Frieza, maybe in the movie, but like, yeah. So if anything, structurally, I think this will end up being a lot better in the anime. But yeah, I would love to see some more narrative choices change, but I doubt they're gonna do that. So yeah, that's pretty much my thought. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section as far as seeing Resurrection F enhanced. It'll most likely be Dragon Ball Super Frieza. My poll was supposed to be: would you rather see Vegeta be the one in this enhanced version of Dragon Ball Super's Resurrection F arc, him, Vegeta, be the one to defeat Frieza instead of Son Goku? Like I said, I think you literally could have it, and it doesn't. Frieza's coming back anyway for the Tournament of Power, so you literally could let Vegeta get this one W. Yeah, if Goku doesn't get the win, he's got the most famous defeat of Frieza ever. You know, when Frieza, says, "You will die by my hand," and Goku says, "You fool!" Like, okay, yeah, I understood it. In Resurrection F, they wanted him to kill him, but it wanted Goku to finally get the big W in terms of killing him, not just defeating him. But yeah, I remember there were so many jokes going on around the time people were calling the Toriyama was like, haha, Goku wins. Oh, man. But yeah, now we move on to the next portion of this stream for the Universe 6 arc. Okay, so this is the part where the manga and the anime really started diverging from one another. So I think it was around the time Vegeta had the fight with